If you can dream it, we can plan it. Oh, where do you want to go? Just let me know. Magic moments, far off oceans. We're chasing sunsets, chasing hope. Pack your bags, we'll handle the rest. With dreams and destinations, we're chasing the best. Your imagination, our inspiration. We'll take you coast to coast, no hesitation. Like dreams and destinations. Oh, oh, oh.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Dreams and Destinations, a travel podcast brought to you by the travel agents of A Dream and a Wish Travel Co. I'm your host, Liz, the Travel Wiz, aka Travel Wiz Liz. And I'm joined, as always, by the fantabulous, the wonderful, the stupendous Ashlyn, aka the Duchess of Disney.
Look at you with all the adjectives today.
I tried to step it up.
I love it. We're also joined today by Percival the Porg. If you
Percival, say hi.
here, hold on. There. That is a terrible sound. He does sound like a dying cat. It's really bad.
But he's cute, so I mean,
He is really, really cute. And also my dog's got a hold of him. He's missing a foot. He's disheveled. He's still cute. I love him. It's fine.
Percival, you've seen some things.
He's been to dark places.
Oh man. So if you guys can't tell by my sultry voice, I was around 8,000 million kids this weekend, so they left me a little present, so I get to have my jazz voice back.
Well, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, especially for this episode, dude. I wanted everyone to be just like so hyped. I know you're still hyped, but
Still hyped.
it's
Ears,
just
shirt,
Yeah.
mug.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
we are all Star Wars out of our minds over here. If you're not watching, if you're just listening and not watching this on YouTube, just trust and believe we have all the Star Wars gear on today.
Yes. And if you have never listened to one of our episodes and this is the first one you're joining in, you might not realize what Star Wars nerds Ashlyn and I are, but
Totally.
we're a little bit obsessed. So
Little bit.
So we're pretty stoked for this episode, which will air just before the best holiday in all of the holidays, May the 4th. If you don't understand that, it's because you've never seen Star Wars and you don't know what May the 4th be with you.
There it is.
Now,
Literal best holiday.
What do they say? Like the fifth returns or some return of the fifth.
Return of the Fifth for
That
the
sounds-
Return of the Sith. Yeah.
That
That's
one's
funny.
always funny. So, but yeah, we are talking Star Wars. So before we get into Galaxy's Edge, I want to know favorite of all the Star Wars. What's your favorite one?
Of the films?
You can pick any original or you can pick any of like the offshoot Rogue One type movies. What's your number one?
Probably, I can pick an offshoot too. Oh, sugar. Probably A New Hope.
Okay. You're an OG
Probably,
girl.
yeah. I do love the OG trilogy the best, followed by the second trilogy. And in very, very last place, way down here would be, Rey and Kylo. And
I'm putting the Lego Clone Wars before that.
I'm putting literally every other, even maybe Acolyte before that, which I thought was complete and utter trash.
That was bad. They tried, they failed.
They tried and they failed. No offense to everyone who loves that, but that was not my jam.
I think that Disney, honestly, this is my honest opinion. I think they should have stuck with like the little offshoots because Rogue One, fantastic. Loved that movie.
Totally.
The Han Solo movie wasn't as good as Rogue One, but it was interesting. It was great. The Mandalorian series, fantastic.
Yes.
But then they decided to tack on to a great story that had already been wrapped up in a neat little bow and unwrap it and throw it into the fire and burn it down and then, spit on the ashes. So
I just choose to believe that it doesn't even exist.
no,
It's not canon. It's
And
not canon.
I still remember going to the very first one. I don't even know what it's called. The Force Awakens. Yes, that was the first of the new with my brother. And we got like midnight tickets. We were so excited. And we were like, huh?
Yeah.
The whole time we left going, this That is what okay. Alrighty. That's
I
what we have
know.
now. Excellent. Excellent.
I'm nervous
So
for the next couple of movies coming out. But in better news, did you watch Mall?
no. Oh, I haven't seen no. I haven't seen it yet because I know I'm gonna binge it, so I needed to have some free time from volleyball.
It
Don't
is
worry.
so. There's 2 more episodes left, and
I
I am on the edge of my seat.
I don't handle these like streaming ones where they come out like one at a time because I
Yeah.
don't I want to watch it. So I always wait for the whole season to come out and then I binge.
I do retain it better when I watch it all simultaneously back to
Yeah.
back to back and binge it.
Yeah.
Totally.
Anyways, on today's show, we are headed to that galaxy far, far away. From piloting the Millennium Falcon to building your own lightsaber, we're diving into what makes the land of Galaxy's Edge so incredibly immersive and why it is worth your time on your next Disney trip. Plus, we have a very, very, very special guest visiting us today who actually worked behind the scenes to help bring this world to life. And you're going to love all of the insider stuff he has. He has so many fun facts about the land. It's really cool. So grab your blue milk and let's get ready to blast off. Are you green milk?
I'm neither, quite frankly.
Fair enough.
I don't need either.
Fair
Are
enough.
you a blue milk or green milk girl?
I like the blue milk. I
Okay.
do like the blue milk. So let's dive right into it though.
Let's do it.
We know how much you love Star Wars. So tell me a little bit about Galaxy's Edge and the port of Batuu.
I'm just so ridiculously stoked to be talking about this right now. I just have to say that again. I'm so happy. Okay, I'm like geeking out over here. I could cry. I might cry. Okay, I need to calm down. Okay. So here's the lowdown on Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And keep in mind, today we are specifically talking about the Galaxy's Edge in Walt Disney World in Florida, not the one in California, because Disneyland has one as well. They are incredibly similar. But today we're specifically talking about the Disney World iteration. So, Galaxy's Edge in Walt Disney World is located in Hollywood Studios. It's a newer 14-acre land that opened up in 2019. And here's what Disney did with Galaxy's Edge. They went full send. They fully committed to immersion. We talk about all of these immersive places in Disney World. This is like the top of the list for immersion. They went above and beyond just simply creating a land. They said, we are going to literally drop our guests into a living, breathing Star Wars story. And these homies over delivered. Like, they did that thing. So you're in Hollywood Studios and you are walking through a tunnel or you turn a corner and boom, you have this Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore moment. You are no longer in Florida. You are on another planet, and that planet is Batuu. Now, Batuu is a very infamous planet on the outer rim of the Star Wars universe. And specifically, you are in at the Black Spire, which is a trading outpost on Batuu. And there are a lot of colorful characters around that hang out there. Some very notorious characters, but I'm going to leave the backstory of Batuu to our special guest later on in the show. But bottom line, Galaxy's Edge, the ambiance is just ridiculously immersive. All of the signs are going to be written in Arabesh, which is the Star Wars alphabet. If you order a Sprite, it's going to come in a sphere. It's not like you would see here on Earth. It's what they have on that planet. And then you walk around and you're seeing Star Wars characters pop out all over the place. There's stormtroopers and Chewie and Mando and Grogu. And it's really incredible to see them in those Star Wars surroundings, because you are just like in it. You are in that story. And then you have the cast members who work at Galaxy's Edge. And I'm telling you what, these cast members at Galaxy's Edge are elite, because they are not just operating a ride or serving you a drink. They are fully versed in the Star Wars lore and storytelling, and they are acting it out in front of you. They do not break character. When you say hello to them, they're going to say bright suns back to you. When you ask a question that's a little too earthly or what have you, they're going to answer you like they've never even heard about Earth, let alone Texas or wherever you're from. Like, the commitment it's perfection. It's theater. They are fully acting. And I just get like such a kick out of them. I love it. If you are a Galaxy's Edge a cast member, just thank you for your service. You're doing great things. So anyway, let's talk about rides really quick, because when it comes to rides at Galaxy's Edge, Disney did not come to play. That's one of the things that makes Galaxy's Edge so popular and so cool, is the ride technology. They've done some really innovative things here. There's 2 rides in Galaxy's Edge. I feel like I should also mention that there is Star Tours, which is just outside of Galaxy's Edge. It's been around since 1989. It's as old as I am. So it's not within the Galaxy's Edge footprint, but it's another really fun Star Wars ride. Very, very nostalgic. I'm fully obsessed with it. But anyway, 2 rides in Galaxy's Edge. First, you've got the Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run. I firmly believe my husband would ride this 10,000 times in one day if given the opportunity. Like, it is a blast. I think 5 times in one day is our current record. It's just such a fun one. And this is the one where you get to fly the Millennium Falcon, which is, of course, just every Star Wars fan's dream. And everyone you ride with is assigned a role within the ship. You have 2 pilots, 2 gunners, and is it 2 engineers?
Engineers.
Yeah. And you just hold on for a bumpy ride. It gets wild. It gets crazy. It gets chaotic in there. It's very interactive, and everyone is just like pushing buttons and pulling levers. It's an actual blast. It's so much fun. The other ride is Rise of the Resistance. And I feel like calling Rise of the Resistance a ride is actually disrespectful.
Agreed.
Because it is so immersive. It is so overwhelming. It has one of the most impactful and goosebump inducing scenes of any ride I've ever been on. Mm-hmm. Actually, a few of the scenes on this attraction are just overwhelming, because you feel like you are legit in a Star Wars film. Mm-hmm. You get recruited by the Resistance, the good guys, and then you get captured by the First Order, aka the villains, and you have to escape. That's the premise of the ride, and it is unreal. The scale of the whole thing is incredible. You're in line, but actually you're kind of like on the ride before you even know you're on the ride. It's really, really crazy. I can't even think of enough positive adjectives to describe this one. It's amazing. And then really quick, let's talk about food. You guys know that Liz and I are obsessed with Oga's Cantina.
Yep.
And that is an understatement. It's the most, infamous bar in all the Star Wars universe. And if you listened to last week's episode, you know how much we love it. We go into full detail about it. So if you want more info about Oga's, go back and listen to last week's episode, because we talked about it quite a bit. But like the rest of Galaxy's Edge, it's just very immersive. One of the best places for a Disney adult to grab an adult beverage. There's a droid DJ in there who blasts some pretty cool tunes. I actually, I listen to the Oga's Cantina soundtrack when I'm like cleaning around the house. Same. I told it's so fun.
It's a bop, man.
It's so fun. If it were at a club, like, I would fully be on the dance floor.
I think everyone would. It's actually like catchy music. I love it.
It's really catchy music. And then the cast members are in character in Oga's. It's really cool. Outside of Oga's, there are other fun food options for a really, really yummy. One of my favorite quick service meals in Disney World is going to be at Docking Bay 7.
Knew it.
Yeah, it's so good. Like the food
So
is
good.
objectively delicious there. And it looks like this big cargo bay where spaceships are going to come in, and there's actually a ship on top that like glow, like they're what I don't even know. They're not tail lights, whatever those things are in spaceships that glow. I don't know. I'm not an astronaut. Thrusters, boosters, whatever it is. And yeah, the food is so yummy there. They do food that we know and love, like mac and cheese or braised beef, but it has like a spacey Star Wars twist to it. So it looks cool. It's really, really yummy. And then Ronta Roasters is another really popular spot. It's basically glorified hot dogs with really yummy things on it. And then there are kiosks all over the place where you can grab a snack or a drink. And of course, we talked about a minute ago, the iconic blue and green milk are available at the milk stands. So that's the food. And as far as shopping goes, I think it's safe to say that Star Wars fans will lose their minds.
Yep. And their wallets.
And their wallets. Say goodbye to all of the money you had saved up. First of all, there's an entire marketplace you can walk through in Batuu. And there's just all of these cute little stalls where you can buy porgs and full-blown Jedi costumes. My porg is falling off my shoulder. Oh, he's talking again. So there's all kinds of things to buy there. And then, above and beyond that, you have the Droid Depot and Savi's Workshop. And these are like immersive shopping opportunities for you. The Droid Depot is basically Build-A-Bear for robots, for droids. I have one in our Star Wars themed guest room right now. And then Savi's Workshop. Oh man, I can't even describe how amazing Savi's is. Have you been in there? Have you built
I haven't built
lightsaber?
one yet, no. I know it's on the bucket list, and then we got pregnant, so
go in. It's so cool.
I know. I really want to do it.
It's so cool. So you Savi's Workshop, you go in there and you build your own lightsaber, and these are legit lightsabers. It's not like a plastic flimsy thing. We have 4 of them in our Star Wars guest room, and they're so cool. Our dogs hate them, but they're really cool. They're just really beautiful, and the experience of building them is kind of, it's just kind of hard to put into words. It's really, I cried. I did shed a tear the first time we did it, but I mean, you know me by now, like I'm crying at anything, the drop of a hat. I'm crying.
You're crying at lots of stuff.
I get overwhelmed very easily. But it's just a whole theatrical production in there, and I love it. So that is Galaxy's Edge in a nutshell. And it is an incredibly popular place. So Liz, let me bounce this over to you. Why do you think Galaxy's Edge is so very popular with guests? And do guests who aren't necessarily Star Wars fans like you and I enjoy this land?
I think it's the experience that they put together and the story they put together is what keeps guests coming back, even if they're not giant Star Wars fans, because it's just so fun back there. And unlike some of the other lands that are at the other parks, it's in its own dedicated space. It's very isolated, or at least it feels very isolated from the other parts of the park. So it's not like you're sitting outside of one of the shops on Batuu and you can see into the Toy Story area. You can't. It's its own little area, so you just kind of get this out of this world feeling and experience. And I think that's just one of the things that makes it so much more unique. Even for Disney, it makes it very unique. They have this, I don't even know how they do it, this technology and architecture from when they built the park, that when you walk into the entrances of Galaxy's Edge, the sound from the outside the areas gets cut off, and all you hear is the ships going overhead and the songs, the different Star Wars type songs, and you see the characters roaming around, and it's a very immersive experience. So much different than walking into Adventureland or Fantasyland or something like that in Magic Kingdom. It's its own world. So even if you're not a Star Wars lover, the world itself is just so cool and so unique. I would say if you're not diehard like us, you're probably not going to go in and out of the shops and spend an hour just looking at the different trinkets they sell. You're probably not going to spend the money doing the Savi's lightsaber building because it's not, the Star Wars isn't something that's really interesting to you. But are you going to have a riot driving the Millennium Falcon? Heck yeah, you are, because
Yeah.
you don't have to be a Star Wars fan to enjoy piloting a ship through outer space while stealing coaxium. Like, that's just fun. And the same with Rise of the Resistance. Rise of the Resistance feels like you're on a movie set. So for Hollywood Studios, which originally was designed to look like a movie set, it's so true to the Hollywood Studios theming where you feel like you are in the movie. And just the ride itself is just so unique and so different from everything else that, again, you don't have to be a Star Wars fan to appreciate the magnitude of that ride. You can be just a thrill ride lover and love that ride because it's very thrilling. It's very fun. So, I think it's just the experience overall is going to be fun no matter who you are. You don't have to like pirates to enjoy Pirates of the Caribbean for what it is. And the same goes with Star Wars. You don't have to be a diehard Star Wars fan to appreciate the Imagineering that went into building this place. So don't skip it. Even if you're like, I don't really like Star Wars, the experience itself is worth it. I think the other thing is Disney did a very good job of separating the Star Wars lore from Batuu, where you don't have to have seen the movies to understand what's happening in Batuu. They didn't build Tatooine or Naboo or some place that was featured in the movies. And if you've never seen the movies, you wouldn't understand. This is a unique planet that they built for Galaxy's Edge, and then they built it into the canon of Star Wars. So you don't have to have seen a single movie and you can still appreciate what's happening around you.
Yeah, it's very clear that you are in outer space, that you are on a different planet. Yeah.
So, but with that, we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we will have our special guest here to tell us all he knows about the world of Galaxy's Edge and a little bit about being a Disney cast member. All right, everyone, welcome back. And we are so excited that we are now joined by our very special guest. Not only is he a Star Wars fan like us, but he also happens to be a cast member at Walt Disney World and has a lot of experience inside of Galaxy's Edge. So please welcome to the show, Eric Benitez.
Hello. I don't know. I wouldn't say a lot. I mean,
okay, more than your average person.
I mean, I was there a combined. Well, we'll get into that. But yeah, it was like a combined like maybe 2.5, 3 years.
So more than most.
I would say that's a lot of experience.
Well, there's people that have been there since it opened in 2019.
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah. So there's people that have been there way longer than I have.
Well, on that note, Eric, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What's your experience? What's your job? All that good stuff.
All right. So where am I from? Oh, I'm originally from New York. Migrated down to Florida many years ago. But I started with the Walt Disney Company around 2014. I was a security host. I used my military background in order to get me in, which is funny because I wanted to get into like the mechanical and stuff like that, but I didn't have the background for that. So I did the security hosting for like a year, and then was able to find a job in ES doing material handling. So the official role is called a material attendant. But I did that for like 2 years, and it introduced me into the world of ES. And so what that job was is I procured and stored all the parts for the guys to go ahead and fix the attractions and things like that. And I feel like that kind of helped me get a better mindset of what ES actually does.
I have a question.
Send it.
What is ES?
ES is engineering services. I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah,
thank you for that.
It's hence the military background. We're horrible with acronyms, and so is Disney. So it's just like I fit right in. So yes. ES is engineering services, and they're the ones that maintain the attractions to make sure that they're within standards federally and more importantly, Disney. And I'll repeat that again when I talk about my current role.
Okay.
Um, but I did the material attendant thing for 2 years, and then I applied for the electrical apprenticeship through Disney, which allowed me the opportunity to go to school, learn about the electrical field and all that good stuff while doing on-the-job training. So with the electrical apprenticeship, you have to do like a year or two in the resorts. So the first resort that I got to work at was Saratoga Oki West, which is Saratoga, Oki West, and then also the tree houses. If you have not visited the tree houses, let me tell you, horrible to work there sometimes, because especially because it's DVC, right?
Yeah.
And which is a Disney Vacation Club.
Mhm.
And with that, it's pretty much like having an apartment. So they have appliances, they have washers, they have dryers, they have refrigerators, dishwashers, so on and so forth. So I had to replace some of those appliances,
Mhm.
and that thing doesn't have an elevator.
Oh
And the
no.
stairs have landings that at some point make like 30-degree turns and stuff, and it's just like trying to get up that with a not so much like the refrigerator wasn't so bad, but they have the double stack washer and dryer,
Oh,
Yeah.
and those things are not they're not very easy to move around. Anyway, so so after my stint there, I was fortunate enough to go to one of Liz's favorite places, which is Yacht Beach and Boardwalk.
Oh yeah.
We
Which
love that.
was which was, I'm not gonna lie, it was a great place to work, because it was just like Saratoga Oki West and things like that. That one was good, but it was really spread apart. Like there was a pargo needed for a lot of the things that we had to do. But with Yacht Beach and Boardwalk, if you worked over the Boardwalk side, everything was kind of for the most part indoors along with Yacht Beach. So we had like a little area where we housed a lot of our parts and things like that we needed, and then we just toted our tools around.
Mhm.
So that was kind of nice, especially in the hot months of Florida, which is 11 months out of the year. That was
That's
kind
true.
of nice. Yeah, that was kind of nice. After that resort, I got lucky enough to go to a lighting department over at AK. That opened up my eyes, because even though I was afforded the opportunity to work on electrical like receptacles and things like that, when you go into the parks, it's a completely different like dynamic, because you're not just dealing with regular stuff that you see in your own home, right? Light bulbs and such and stuff. You actually get to go out, and especially being at AK, you're outside the whole time.
Animal Kingdom, by the way, for those of you listening.
Yes, Animal Kingdom. Eventually, I will get used to the whole not saying it in. For those that don't, yes, Animal Kingdom. It was completely different. Being outside, and then because I worked at night, um, it was still hot and even hotter because there was no shade. It was all shade. So now you're just dealing with the humidity.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually got to go into any of the enclosures because they save that for other people and things like that.
Yeah.
But I did get to go on the safari one time, and help. I didn't really do anything with that. All I did was drive a high reach so that somebody else can do the work. I don't know if you guys know this, but some of the trees on that attraction are not real.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
Okay.
I was oblivious to the whole thing.
Disney magic right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when my foreman was just like, "Hey, we need you to drive high reach onto the safari and stuff like that," I was just like, "All right, why? Oh, what, the painter is gonna paint the tree," and I was like, "Wait, what?
Why are we
Well,
painting trees?
yeah, why are we painting trees? Like they have natural color. You put a little water on them, and then, you know what I mean? They turn
They
green,
grow.
whatever. Yeah, they grow. No, there's a process, and the guy loaded the paint up there with like yellows, greens, oranges, and things like that, and painted it. I was just like,
Okay.
okay.
So
Pretty cool.
tell us a little bit about your current role.
So my current role that I started last year, I am now an instrumentation specialist, and what that is, I just go around to the different attractions, and I install equipment, so that the equipment can measure different aspects of the ride. And then that's just to make sure that they're still operating within, just like I stated before, federal and more importantly Disney standards, because federal has its standards. I'm just gonna just to kind of help illustrate. You have like your federal standards, not necessarily saying that they're loose, but you have your federal standards, and then you have your Disney standards.
Gotcha.
So
So
mega big federal, teeny tiny Disney.
Yes, Disney is very, 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 very like safety cautious and all that good stuff, just to make sure that their guests are able to come in, have fun, and be able to go home at the end of the day.
So what was your going back to our original topic of Galaxy's Edge? Tell us a little about what you did in Galaxy's Edge back in your ES days. Am I saying it right? In the ES, when you were in
Yeah,
ES.
because I'm no longer in ES now. I'm Disney Experiences, which is completely different. So I was at Star Wars after I left Dinosaur. Once I graduated the apprenticeship, and the first location was technically Star Tours, but that's still within the realm. Of Star
yeah.
Wars. Yeah. And what I did there with a couple other people is that we maintained the hydraulic figures that are there.
Cool.
Yeah. So I did that for a little bit, and then I expressed my interest in working on animation just in general, just because I love that kind of stuff. Just watching it, seeing how it works and how it moves, and how lifelike they're able to make it. So with that being said, my manager one time came up to me and said, "Hey, would you be interested in going over to Star Wars Land?" And I was just like, "Sure, why not?" I didn't know at the time that the figures were electrical, which is completely different. No longer fluid. That the
Right.
fluid is not the power. When I was in school, we took a class on that kind of stuff, but they mainly focus on hydraulic because they've been using hydraulic since 1971.
That's interesting. I had no idea that some of the animatronics were not with hydraulic fluid. I assumed all
Yeah.
of them were still.
Yeah, no, they're moving over to that because it's more lifelike, right? The movements are a little bit more fluid. They're not so mechanical looking in nature. And with the fluid, when you have the for lack of a better like the push and the pull, so you have it giving fluid and then taking fluid away,
Yeah.
you have those moments where it has like that jerky type of
Movement. Yeah.
Yes, correct. And some of those are necessary, just like going back to Star Tours, when you have C-3PO talking to you and things like that, or when you have like the luggage droid or the foreman droid before you get onto the attraction, you want those kind of robotic movements. But when you're talking about figures that are supposed to be resembling lifelike, like an actual human, you want a little bit more control. So that's what the electrical part actually gives you, is a little bit more control.
I learned something today.
I learned something back then when they sent me over there.
That's very interesting.
That is very interesting.
All right. Well, we all know Disney loves to tell stories. So in Batuu, you got to work with a lot of the animatronics and the characters built for Batuu. What kind of stories are they trying to tell in that Black Spire outpost?
I will tell you, I didn't really dive too much into the storyline, but I do know that Batuu is a place where it's both like resistance and first order. You know what I mean? It's one of like that I can think of, one of the only places that they both kind of inhabit the same spot.
Yeah.
And walking through the land, you can see, because there's a first order ship actually there, but then it's not too far away from the Millennium Falcon. You know what I mean? So basically it was like a trader type of location, and then it got turned into more of a smugglers type location, which is where you get Smugglers Run, and that's when you meet Hondo Onaka.
My dude.
Who is Hondo Onaka, for those who don't know?
So Hondo Onaka, I've only watched this series where he turned up, which is the animated series, only like once. But he's kind of like I don't want to say an anti-hero, but I feel like he kind of is.
He kind of is.
It's like, because he's like a smuggler, and he's a smuggler by by heart and by nature. But he has those shining moments when he wants to do good, just like most people do. But yeah, he's a smuggler by trade, and that's exactly one of the things that he brings to that attraction, is they're kind of helping him smuggle some stuff.
Coaxium.
Coaxium.
Yep, coaxium, utilizing the Millennium Falcon, which is listen, it, it, it's. I don't know if you're gonna ask me this question, but I'm just gonna lead right into it.
Go for it.
Working there, like some people have said, oh, doesn't it like kind of like kill the magic for you? And I'm just
Yeah.
like, no, like it for me, it completely enhances it.
That's cool.
Because of the simple fact it's just like, okay, as a guest, as a patron or whatever, you go there and you're like, oh, that's cool, oh, that's cool. But then when you get to work there and you actually get to see how it works,
Mm-hmm.
you get to see the little things that if you're just passing there for a day you may not know.
Right.
One of the things that I found out actually working there is that there's Millennium Falcons on the Millennium Falcon.
What do you mean?
So there's little Millennium
There's
Falcon figures. Yes.
Like figurines, like little
there's
toys.
Little
tiny-
figures, like little tiny figures. Yes, that are somewhat glued or affixed onto the Millennium Falcon.
Just hidden on the Millennium Falcon.
Hidden because you see when you're looking at it, it just looks like just a hodgepodge of things put together, right, to make this beautiful one for one size ship. And then if you take a closer look, there's one, you can see one. I've only been able to see one, but I hear there's multiple. But I've only been able to see one, but it's super cool.
This is going to be my like Easter egg hunt next time I'm in Galaxy's Edge. People are going to be like, what is she doing? And I'm going to be over there looking at the Millennium Falcon.
Is that it? I think I see it.
Yeah, it took me a while with like a flashlight to actually see it. So you may have a better chance seeing it during the day, but if you don't see it during the day, just bring a flashlight for the night time.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be difficult.
Ashlyn's gonna be out there before. You're gonna be out there like all day for like 8 hours.
I will be there until I find a mini Millennium Falcon, and you better believe it. That's interesting because I was going to ask you if you had any favorite Easter eggs in Galaxy's Edge, and that's like,
one. Yeah,
that's
perfect.
That's definitely one of my favorites. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the Millennium Falcon is like the size. Like it's not like, oh, we're gonna render it down. No,
to scale.
Yeah, I feel like they planted that in there and then they kind of built the planet around it.
Yeah, it's iconic. It really is. It's so cool.
And I think we talked about it on the bars episode. If you can see the Millennium Falcon, like the whole area at night, it's one of my I might cry moments, like Ashlyn's cry moments, where it's so pretty the way they light it up and the noises. And I can't wait to go back to Galaxy's Edge now that they've introduced some of the original canon characters and the John Williams music. And I am very excited to see, because my little millennial heart needs that.
Because, dude, that's all the nostalgia, man.
Yes.
I mean, the original characters, that's all the nostalgia and all the feel goods. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's like you walk in, and it's like you like for a lot of people, you walk in and you want to see those characters, you know what I mean, and you don't see them.
Yeah.
Other than Chewbacca, right? Other than
Chewie,
the iconic, you gotta have Chewie, right? But now being able to go in there and actually see the actual characters that some people grew up with. I'm not gonna say myself because I didn't actually watch Star Wars until I was an adult. Don't shoot me. I'm just saying I didn't watch it until I was an adult. And it's one of those things that a lot of people, you're watching, you're just like, oh, one day I would love to go to space and things like that. So there is one more. There is one more. I don't know if you would call it an Easter egg. Oh, I don't know if you would call it Easter egg, and I don't know if you know about it. So if you've ever been into the antiquarium, right?
Yes.
If you walk out of the antiquarium and make a right, there's stairs immediately to your right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. If you stand a little to the left, there's almost like an overlook. Right, like I don't want to call it an overhang because it's not really an overhang, but just a kind of place for people to just kind of hang out.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you look at the bar, right, Ogle's Cantina.
Yes.
If you look at it just right, it looks like Donald Duck.
Oh, I've heard that.
What?
It has the eyes. It has the
blue
bill,
hat thingy.
the blue hat, and the bill.
I'm going to be Googling this as soon as we get done with this episode.
Please do. It's I didn't notice it, but it was somebody like I was because at the time when I worked at Star Wars, I was a foreman, so I was in charge of all of Rise as far as like everything electrically inside Rise, including the figures, lights, sound, all that good stuff. but I was also in charge of all the special effects out in the village. So, and then also Hondo Naka.
That's so
So
cool.
on occasion, I would go out with the guys that worked out there, just kind of walk around, just kind of make sure lighting was good to go and all that good stuff. And that person that had been there since it opened was the one that actually told me about it. And I kind of stood back and looked. And you know how you do that thing where you kind of like, when you try to really figure something out, you kind of cock your head. Yeah, yes. You kind of like, And then I was just like, oh my God, it's crazy.
That's Donald
It's
Duck.
like the hat, and it's trippy, but it's
I
actually
love
kinda cool.
that.
It's a super clever, like a
Yes.
very clever Easter egg, because unless you're looking for it, you won't see it. Like it's
Right.
very, it's a very hidden Mickey, hidden Donald, but it's cool. I
Yeah.
have seen that one. That one is really cool.
That's
Yeah, it
really,
is super
really
cool.
cool.
So tell us, what is your favorite thing inside of Galaxy's Edge? Is it food? Is it a ride? What's the one thing you do every time you go, no matter what?
I just like walking around.
Yeah.
Fair.
I'm not even gonna lie. It's like, speaking about just the little things that's one of the things that I love about Disney, right? When you go into a land, that's all you're gonna see.
Yeah.
And they did a phenomenal job when it comes to Batuu, when it comes to Galaxy's Edge. It's the moment you go through that hallway, you are no longer in studios.
Mhm.
You feel like you're no longer on planet Earth. So I just love walking around and looking at the A wing as soon as you go in, and then just to the left of it you have the X wing, and then just to the left of you also you have the entrance to Rise of the Resistance. If you stay to the left, you have the marketplace, which is phenomenally themed. But if you stay to the right, you have the garage that has the speeders and things like that in there. And then you have like which are kind of cool, but from a technician standpoint, they're kind of a pain in the butt. Those little coke carts
Oh yeah.
with the droids that kind of like
Uh-huh.
move their
Yeah,
heads and things like
yeah.
that. It's those are actually controlled by buttons.
Really?
So the person selling the Coke is the one controlling them?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. They have certain buttons that they can push, and it does a certain animation and things like that.
No way. Okay, that makes selling Coca-Cola way more interesting, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what a fun job selling Coca-Cola became.
Because it becomes more interactive with the guests, like
Right.
because you're speaking with the droid, and then you make it do certain things, and it acts like it's talking to you.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
That's
I had
so
to go
fun.
every night. Yeah, every night the person that works out in the village for that night goes through and checks all those 3 carts just to make sure that they're functioning properly.
I literally have to buy a Coke next time I'm there, just 'cause
I know,
wanna,
right?
How did
I'm gonna be
how,
videoing this going,
how have you not, like the little grenade little ball?
I know, the
have,
little spheres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 2 of them down I have like a China cabinet that houses no China.
Just Disney drinks.
No. It houses like the nerd runs so deep in me, it is ridiculous. Yeah.
Join the club.
It doesn't just stop at Star Wars. I'm a huge Thundercats fan. I'm losing my mind over the fact that they have He-Man and stuff like that. So, but again, that's for a different podcast.
we went to Epcot with Eric a couple weeks ago, and Q just started getting into the pin trading, right? And
yeah.
so Uncle Eric got her a pack of like mystery pins, and then he spots these like the rubber ducky mystery pins, and there's a Darkwing Duck one. And Eric's like, I'm gonna buy as many packs of these as I have to until I get Darkwing Duck. And who's the other character?
Negaduck. Which is his nemesis.
The bad guy.
Right? Cleverly named.
And Eric opens this mystery bag of
I only bought one.
ducks. Just bought one.
I only bought one.
And guess
Because
who's
I
in
said
it?
she's
Was it
right.
Darkwing?
And Negaduck.
The first one I pull, the very first pin I pull was I screamed. I was at that point I was 8 years old.
That's
lucky.
I was 8 years old. And
He
the
w- he
people around
would've-
me were looking at me like I was crazy.
And if you know this
And-
man, he would have bought 10 packs until he found that thing.
Until he had Darkwing.
So his wife's sitting there going, oh, thank the Lord.
There goes the
Yeah.
kids' college tuition. There it goes.
All
Well,
on
luckily
pins.
enough, right now the kids. Well, Ethan did a little bit of college. Alex is. I have adult children.
Adult kids. Okay.
Yeah, one is gonna be 22 next week, and then the other one is 20.
Oh wow.
But they're just as bad as me. Like my son is into magic, and
Oh, that's fun. Do they like Star Wars also?
yes, they very much do. Even when they were younger, they would rewatch the animated series
Yeah.
over and over again. It's still in their rotation of things to watch. I pretty much created my own little minions.
You did.
Your own little nerd army.
Yeah, I kid you. Like there's times where we'll walk around and they'll look at me, they'll look at my kids, and then they'll look at my wife, and they'll be like,
You sure?
What's
"You the
going on
mom?
here?
You the mom? You sure? You sure
They're
about
funny.
That's funny.
Okay, so let's get back into a little more Galaxy's Edge
Yes.
funness.
Yeah.
So, without giving too many secrets, Disney secrets away, tell us a little bit about the ride technology and the innovation behind Rise, and then we can talk about the Falcon afterwards. But let's start with Rise of the Resistance. What makes that so innovative and groundbreaking as a ride?
If I'm not mistaken, it was that first type of ride where you kind of like you're in a ride vehicle and it's pretty much autonomous. Like
Yeah.
there's nobody really controlling it other than computer systems and things like that. That that attraction was definitely groundbreaking because of that. And then you have two Kylos, not just one. You have two Kylos.
Yeah.
And the way that everything just kind of interacts with each other, like as it goes through the scene, it knows to start up. And like, to be honest, I love the animated figures. I really do. I absolutely love the animated figures. But my favorite scene in that thing is the AT-AT room or AT-AT room,
It's really cool. Yeah.
right? You can't tell me those things are not one for one.
Yeah, that thing's huge.
The first time fun fact, I actually worked there before I rode the attraction.
Interesting.
Yeah, a lot of people found that to be weird, but I actually got to walk through the actual attraction before I actually got into a ride vehicle because I told myself I wasn't going to ride it until my family could ride it.
Aw.
And because of our different schedules, it took a little bit, and because of the wait times, because they were ridiculous. But yeah, I got to walk through, and the first time I stepped into that room, I looked up and I was just like, wow.
Isn't that insane?
Right? To know that when that movie was made, the guy made it in his garage. Those things were like small.
Tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. George Lucas was in there and they weren't that big at all. And then you see Luke Skywalker wrap it around and you're just like, but then you actually get to see it lifelike and you're just like,
It's
and
insane.
That had to be some strong rope.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no
yeah,
kidding.
just being going through those attractions, just knowing that that ride vehicle in itself is pretty much the controller for the whole thing. As
Yeah,
it
that's
goes
really
into certain
cool.
scenes, yeah, it sets off different modules and things like that, and then puts everything in motion. And it's just great how it just kind of it really is seamless. You go in, it backs up, and even when that probe droid comes down, that's also a phenomenal scene as well. For people that haven't ridden it yet, I don't want to give any spoilers, but yeah,
It is really
out for
cool.
like 6 years. We can give some spoilers. It's
Yeah.
okay.
If it was brand new, then we would say keep it on the DL. But because it's been out for a long time, like you've had your chance, people. We're going to talk about it.
And that scene was like kind of intense too, because the ride vehicle really is controlling the action of what's going on. So you're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna hit something. Oh no, we're dead. Like that is a very unique thing about it.
I went on that with my mom for the first time, our last trip there. She is not a thrill ride person at all, and I had to beg her to come on this ride.
That's cold-blooded.
So we get to that part, and she looks at me. My husband and I were dying laughing. She goes, "Ashlyn, I don't like this." Screaming.
The funny thing is, anyone listening who has ridden that ride knows exactly what part you're talking about, but that is the part I will not spoil because it's the best.
I love my youngest son is not a huge fan of roller coasters. Not by a long shot. And when that happened, I couldn't help but just
look at him.
Just look at him. Oh yeah.
I did that to my husband because I knew it was coming and he didn't. It was awesome.
There's
So
another
funny.
thing that is well, I think they kind of did it better at Many Mickey's, but we're not gonna say that. But as far as just like the hideaway door,
Oh
if you know
yeah.
what I'm talking about, where it's just like
Yes.
you're in the cell and you're watching Kylo pretty much say he's gonna come back and take care of you. Then you have General Hux, and then they go away, and then you're just like, all right, you're kind of just there, like, all right, what's happening? And then all of a sudden you hear, and then
Yeah.
you see the light, and then oh, there's
I
Yeah.
just so
think,
many aspects of that attraction that I just love that they did so well.
well, even
They really
Ashlyn, you
did
brought
so
up
well.
the part of the queue where it's actually part of your wait, where you
Mm,
are on a transport ship,
Yeah.
and that this is how the whole story starts, and the
hmm
First Order captures your transport ship in a tractor beam and pulls you into a to an Imperial cruiser, and you get off the transport ship and you go
It's
like,
that is like one of the first time I saw those doors open and you're in that hangar with all of those stormtroopers.
it's
Unreal.
fun fact, about 5 years ago the ride went down on us while we right as we got into that room, and we spent over an hour with those stormtroopers.
I would be
Oh
living my
my!
best life.
Oh, it was awesome.
I
We
would have loved it.
explored.
Oh my gosh.
Did you know they moved?
Oh
The
yeah,
yeah.
they have like little
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
movements.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
because some of the movements are so like
Subtle.
yes, that's the exact
Yeah.
word I was looking for. So subtle that it's like you have ones that just do this,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Just a
and then some
little
that
head
actually move
nods.
their arm.
Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes,
Yeah.
yes. But to have a ride, like a ride within a ride.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you're basically on the ride before you even know you're on it.
Hmm.
It's
Correct,
really cool. Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Did you take a look at? And I only say this because I love the little details. Um, when you're on the ship
Hmm.
and they got you, right? Obviously, you see the little flashing lights as they're, the X-wings are trying to fight and all that good stuff. But as you actually go through that force field, when you go from space on the Imperial ship and you go through the force field, if you next time you ride it, when you look up top, the lights turn blue as you're crossing in
Because you go across a force field.
because you go across the force field.
I
That's
don't think I've
brilliant.
ever noticed that before.
Yeah, and then you'll hear it too. You'll hear like as you're going, you hear the boom
Yeah.
as you're entering. Yeah, but
I
that's
never
if you
noticed.
look at the lights above, they'll turn blue as if you're crossing over the. That's what I'm saying. I love that little.
So many
I
details. So many details.
yeah,
It's insane.
love that attraction. I really do.
So obviously the little details are really important. Is there anything else you would say that you really, really wish guests appreciated more about either that ride or Galaxy's Edge in general?
I don't think there's much other than the things that they may not notice because so much is going on, right? Like when
Yeah.
you're on the attraction, so much is going on. But after you ride it a couple of times, then you start to notice different things. So honestly, I think the guests are doing a phenomenal job at just appreciating just the land and then everything that the little nuances and things like that that Disney put into everything in that attraction or everything in just in the land period that every time you go like you can still be surprised by something and
Yeah.
it could be something that was there the whole time but it's just because let's just say you're there with your kids so obviously you're focused on the kids but if you go by yourself and you happen to look up at a certain time you notice okay
Something new.
yeah something new like the radio like when you're going through the marketplace there's a radio that's playing just music
Yeah.
yes there's music going around you know what I mean like background
A
music and stuff
sounds,
like that
ambiance. Yeah.
sound exactly but there's a radio that plays
Oh,
like
because
it's a
the
radio station.
shopkeeper's listening to the radio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So I truly do think that most of the guests, when they go there, they do appreciate it because some of them turn into kids or some of them remember that first time that they watched Star Wars, even though Batuu is something that's not really in for the most part, like any of the Star Wars movies or anything like
Right.
that.
Right.
But they still go in and they still can appreciate being in that land because like I said earlier, when you were in there, you don't notice anything else.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because Toy Story Land is not that far away.
Right. But you would never know.
Correct. I mean, you can get to Toy Story Land if you continue on and past like the droid shop and you
Yeah.
continue on, you can go into but you would never know that it's even there.
You would never see it.
Mhm.
Um, really quick too, do you have any little tidbits of information about Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run? Any Easter eggs or anything cool in there that we should know about?
Up, down, start, select, left, right, A, B,
Yeah.
anything like that.
No, there's no way of you getting 30 lives. No, you can't use the Konami code to try to get more lives.
We're just playing it over and over and over again.
I don't know about like little things, but I will say that the chess room,
Yeah.
it like you walk in there and it kind of throws you off too, right? Because it's like the Millennium Falcon's outside. But when you're in there talking to Hondo Ohnaka and he's telling you about what he'd like you to do and all that good stuff, and same thing where you kind of like see the Millennium Falcon and the light kind of changes and things like that, and then the Millennium Falcon lands, you're just like, oh, okay, cool. And then you get on the attraction, you ride the attraction, you come out, and there's a Millennium Falcon again.
Yeah. It's so cool.
Yeah, but as far as like little, I don't ride that ride, and I wasn't in that building very often. The only time I was in there was when I had to go in there to mess with old Hondo Ohnaka. But I will say this. The one thing that I did notice, and it's kind of weird to say, but each one of those figures had their own, what I like to call personality, right? That even though for the most part they're all somewhat designed similarly, right? Because they're all humanoid figures. How you would work on, and the reason I say this is because we kind of name the Kylos depending on the scene number, right? So you have Kylo 12, which is the one that the first one you see as you're coming in, and then Kylo 15. So you can't treat them the same.
Interesting.
Because the first one you see, right, doesn't do as much as the second one that you see.
Right. There's a lot more movement. Yeah.
Correct. He spins and then he throws his arm up, but the last one does this like wacky waveable inflating arm man type of thing. You know what I mean? As he supposedly gets sucked out of the ship. And then moving on to Hondo, he's just a completely different, like how you treat them all is completely different.
Yeah.
So it was kind of nice and frustrating at the same time.
What an interesting job. I mean, really.
There were days, you know what I mean, that I would walk in there and I'd be like, okay, well, Hondo's not cooperating. He didn't cooperate today, which is unfortunate for the guests. And I kind of take it personally because it's just like I'm well aware of how much people spend to come see these figures. And when they're down, when I worked there, I really did take it personally. So I think that's where the frustration came. When you would work on these things and you're like, okay, brother, you got to work with me. You know what I mean? I tell me what's going on. You know, I would talk to him. I'm not going to say lie. I would talk to him and be like, hey, brother, tell me what's wrong. Yeah. You tell me what's wrong so I can help you.
Help me help you.
Yeah. Correct. Correct.
Man.
But yeah, I really did enjoy my time there. It was frustrating at times because I would go there as a guest and sometimes you lose focus working there at night because you don't see any guests.
Yeah.
Right, at all. So sometimes you would just lose focus and be like, it would turn into more like a job than anything else. But when you would go there as a guest and you would see how the guests would interact with the different animated figures, it kind of makes you a little bit proud of knowing that you were part of making that thing or bringing that thing to life.
Yeah, it should. Absolutely. Yeah. It wouldn't be, I mean, Disney wouldn't be anything without the cast members and everybody who is working behind the scenes. It just,
behind the scenes is important, yes, but the ones that I give so much credit to are the ones that are up front, the operations cast members.
We talked about them a little bit at the top of the show, especially the ones in Galaxy's Edge who are really committed to the Star Wars storytelling of it all. They're in it to win it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And there's a certain thing that they got to follow, I believe, and something like that. But yeah, being able to stick to that, and I'm sure that there's people that go in there and would like to work there for that reason, is because they get to play that little role.
Totally.
Or whatever. Yeah.
You get to be a Star Wars nerd all day long, every day. Like, sign me up.
Okay, so if you can leave us with one last nugget of Disney-ness, anything you want, what is your one last piece of advice for guests visiting not just Galaxy's Edge, but Walt Disney World in general, from your experience as a cast member, a patron, a dad? What's your last piece of advice you can leave us with?
Just have fun. Right, just as a cast member and as a person that I've actually gone. It's just like sometimes people lose focus on, and I get it. They lose focus on how much they paid and
Yeah.
things like that. But it's just like, just smile. You know what I mean? When you go in
Yeah.
there, just know that some things are gonna be down. And I understand, again, there's a lot that goes into it. But as a cast member, as a part-time patron, especially when when Liz is there, I listen. I take full advantage. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate going over there to hang out with Liz, and especially my boy Patrick. But going there to see Q lose her mind, that's my favorite part.
Oh man,
Yeah.
she's in a good
She
age
walks
right
in there
now.
like a boss. Like, she walks in there like she's the boss of Mickey.
She's Mickey. She's our boss. We all know
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, she is.
yeah, and that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Going in there, seeing the kids have fun, and yeah, just go. The moment you cross that ticket booth and you're actually in the land or whatever, just smile. Just try to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Try to enjoy it. Eat some popcorn, drink some Starbucks, Starbies or whatever, and just enjoy it.
Take it
That's
all in.
that's
Yeah.
great advice. That's great advice for life, but especially for planning a Walt Disney World vacation with your family. Just enjoy
Yeah,
it.
yeah, just enjoy it.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. I learned so much today, actually.
Totally. So did I.
So
Oh,
many
thank you
things.
for having me. I appreciate it. I was a
Yeah.
bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I was a bit nervous
There was
'cause
nothing to be
I've
nervous
never done
about.
anything like this.
You
Yeah,
did
Well,
great.
so.
You
now
did
you
great.
have.
Yeah.
Now you can apply for that operations cast member job if you really
There
want it.
you
You're ready.
go.
You're ready.
Oh no.
He's gonna be working the Jungle Cruise next. He's a
Oh,
skipper on the
Oh
Jungle Cruise
yeah,
next time we're there.
cracking
oh
jokes.
no. This. I'm not this Eric every day. So I don't think I could do that. That's why I'm glad I work at nights, because there's times where it's just like I'm not. I'm
You're
not
not
the
in the
Disney.
mood.
I'm not the Disney Eric. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not the Disney Eric.
Well, thank you again.
I had fun. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.
And we are back. We said goodbye to our friend and cast member, and now we're gonna wrap this little puppy in a bow and send it to the editing wizards for all of your listening ears. I learned some things today, though.
I learned so many things today, and I could have
Yeah.
sat here and talked for 5 or 10 more hours learning more things about Galaxy's Edge. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
all the techie stuff was really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I've known Eric for years, and I didn't know any of that stuff because I just never asked. So there you
Yeah.
go, people. If you know someone that works in the Disney Magic, ask them some questions because they've got stories to tell.
And send them our way so we can have them on the show.
Yes, also that. But hey, guess what time it is?
What time is it?
It's Magical Mailbag.
Magical mailbag. Doo-doo.
It is time for the one and only Magical Mailbag, where we answer the questions you guys sent in via Instagram. We're just going to do one today because we talked with Eric for so long. So I'm going to throw this one at you, Ash.
Let's do
This is from Claire H. in Indiana. On one of your episodes, thank you for listening, Claire. On one of
Thank
your
you.
episodes, you mentioned that you can bring dogs to Disney World. Do all hotels allow dogs? And does Disney have a doggy daycare or dog walkers to help you out?
Oh, that would be nice if they had dog walkers. They do not. So short answer, yes, you can bring your dog to Disney with a few caveats. Service dogs and pet dogs are treated differently at Disney. So service dogs are basically VIPs. Disney is really great with accessibility and really great with service dogs. So you can take your service dog almost everywhere. They can't go, blasting off on Guardians of the Galaxy, but they can do chill rides, like Living with the Land. Your pet dog, however, is going to be relegated to the resort. And no, not all resorts allow your pet dogs. If it's a service dog, any resort you choose, but a pet dog, you're going to have 4 different resorts to pick from on Disney property that are Disney owned. And Disney's done a really good job here. They've selected 4 different resorts across different price points. So you've got Art of Animation, which is a value resort. Port Orleans, which is your moderate resort, the Yacht Club, which is a deluxe resort, and then Fort Wilderness cabins, which are considered deluxe villas now. So yes, you can bring your pup to Disney. You can stay at those resorts. They're going to charge a pet fee. It's $50 per night per room at all of those resorts I just listed, except for Yacht Club, which is $75 per night. And you can have up to 2 dogs in one room. Now, like I said, unfortunately, they do not offer dog walking services. So if you don't want to sprint back from Magic Kingdom for a potty break, then you can take your dog to Best Friends Pet Hotel, which is on property. It's basically like 5-star over the top dog resort is what it is. They have boarding, they have daycare there, so you can take your little fluffy friend there. They have like splash pad areas for the dogs and TVs in the dog guest rooms. It's like really bougie and over the top. Yeah, I've taken dogs there over the years to Best Friends. They're awesome. And then we've also, my family and I, have also stayed with some dogs of ours over the years at the resorts. And that's been awesome too. So either way, you're good to go with your pet.
Love that. I've never braved bringing my dog because my dog, I feel like, would just howl the whole time I was gone, and then I'd feel bad.
If you want to, I definitely suggest the cabins at Fort Wilderness because they're kind of isolated in their own little, house in their own little cabin. And Fort Wilderness has an awesome dog park, like really cool. Yeah.
Alrighty, well, there you have it, Claire. Bring Spike or Fido or Pluto or whatever your dog's name is. Bring them right along because they are welcome at Walt Disney World.
Yes.
And remember, if you have any other questions or topics you want us to cover, DM them to them on Instagram for a chance to have them featured on one of our upcoming shows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sadly, that is all the time we have today.
Womp womp.
Wah, wah. But be sure to follow along and subscribe to Dreams and Destinations on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Remember, we drop new episodes every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come back and see us next week for more.
Yeah, and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Dreams and Destinations Podcast. And don't forget to follow along at A Dream and a Wish Travel Co. That is our travel agency on social media. You can visit our agency website or visit us on Instagram to request a vacation quote. The links, as always, are going to be in our show notes. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to tune in next week. We are welcoming back one of our travel agency owners to the show for a special episode about the differences and similarities between Walt Disney World in Orlando and Disneyland in California. So if you are wondering which location to visit, or if you're just curious about how the two compare, you'll definitely want to tune in. We'll see you next Thursday.
And may the force be with you.
May the 4th be with you, y'all.